Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the second episode of my new series, where I take 5 of my all-time favorite verses from hip-hop and share the lyrics with you guys. Starting us off for this batch, we have one of my all-time favorite Company Flow songs, that being the heartbreaking Last Good Sleep off the groundbreaking 1997 debut Fun Crusher Plus, which I don't believe I read the lyrics for when I actually covered that LP. So even though it's pretty dark subject matter, I still wanted to take the opportunity to share it in this series, since it's literally the first example that always comes to my mind whenever I think of hip-hop songs that prove how the genre is poetry at its core. I'm not going to share the entire thing since it's just a solo LP joint and there's way too many lines to cover, but I still think the first stanza more than gets the point across, starting after the hook that references Kool G Rap's Streets of New York, starting the verse with "Doomed to this kid that you fueled with anger actions, disgust, mostly sick, most never have satisfaction, till your bones melt. High incident clips and crumple zones hold a fix on you, eternal intruder interrupting my zone. Dwell the matter I must follow, why you proposed only the lonely know, swallowed my mother when she was hollow. Who can blame a woman like her? Singular parent, one love already dissolved and the solution left polluted. 2 kids with a father who broke out as resoluted, so suck it, she needed love and you provided false clout. Stomping on the bottom man and I wish she just walked out. Knew you was jacked as a stepfather, bit my tongue on the issue, next to stormy weather and forced tolerance but secretly vexed. Wish I would have spoke on it, but why denied the bliss? Moms with a new husband casting needles puncture pressure, briefly lifted the guilt from a divorce snuffing her pleasure. Now you're all up in the family tree, come broken nuclear, with termites corroded in your veins and elected to drown the pain. But the pain couldn't quite die with a thrown-back whiskey sour Puritan crushing moms between rocks for at least an hour. Next up, we have a much more modern track coming from MC Paul Barman, who also has a high number of thought-provoking, conceptual, and insanely dense songs in his catalog. But the one I chose to go with is called Props, as it's a great display of MCPB just talking his shit. And that isn't an angle we get from him too often, but it totally works because he's just dripping with charisma and confidence here. He kicks off this awesome Questlove produced beat, rapping, "Now this I've been looking forward to, collecting props that's a bit overdue. I came to collect props like a property tax, from all you hate to laugh novelty acts. Your SUV's never been off terrain, your hiking boots only hike on the train. Your running shoes I've never seen running. You hate gays but collect shoes like a woman, leave your garbage outside, today's props collection. That means all your rap's not hip-hop preconceptions, all that shit you memorized is irrelevant. There's 110 plus 4 more elements. While you try to sound all hip-hoppy, I inspire the leaders that you copy, now you're boring and much too braggadocious. Assemble a joint from a whole bag of roaches. The articulate answer to my grammar is damn, so check yourself. Testicular cancer exam. Irk you if I work blue or work squeaky clean. I'm goodwill humping PG-13, and I'll never stop. Inner starlight is endless. Next time you leave me off your top 10 list, remember only the bravest DJ will request my drops. I came to collect my props." Next up, we have a verse that I'm pretty sure I at least partially shared when I reviewed the album, but it's just such an all-time favorite for me that I want to give it a spotlight in this video as well, just in case you missed that one. That being the MF Doom track Kon Karme off of the Food LP, where he gives us gem after gem, starting with "Darker than the East River, larger than the Empire State, where the beast who guard the barbed wire gate is on the job, not my fate. Tired of the wait, till the villain bring deliverance from the dire straits, fire at a higher rate. Why debate the liars, flyers scatter by a plate, isolate the wires. Try the straight pliers, if not the vice grips, a real price saver way to acquire nice whips. What a steal for real, on wheels of steel, stunna, a funna summa, #1 meal deal bumma. A bizarre phenomenon, is your armor on, take your cash karma, or break your fast Ramadan. Transaction drama, aw come on Barney, clack clack pardon me, whack rap Kon Karme. He came to feed the children's like Sally Struthers. After that he's going back to Cali where the wilder than the Nile, hold power like the Great Pyramids at Giza, and stay leaning like the Tower of Pisa. Give him something he can feel that's soft to squeeze raw with the pen and on the mic off the Giza. Get shot off that wide-eyed talk, and if he had a pot he'd still piss on the sidewalk. Can't take the street out the street person, looking for the perfect beat coercion into heat burstin'. They couldn't spot him on a spot date, got the only tape that come with a free hot plate. Whoever do get to see me sing, with the 3D ring sitting stationary like BB King, can see how it really sting. It ain't no front row, standing room only at the motocross stunt show. The ruckus ain't up to snuffleupagus, me and Sub is like the Brown Smothers Brothers. Faster than the 7 Seas, bigger than Mount Kilimanjaro. If they don't know, fill 'em in tomorrow in the horror show. A mental note, return Bob's record. Swear to God before he gets a job he robs Neckard. Blessed with a hot flow, tested it, got dough, invested and stressed the best to finesse and opto. As I reminisce, never forgot when I was very broke, shot the Henny straight, couldn't afford to cop the cherry coke. Or should I say broke with wealth, to know enough to give 'em just enough rope to yoke they self. Plan B before I take the ring and pawn it, the long arm of the law couldn't even put they fingers on it, doggone it. Do the statistics, how he busts lyrics, it's too futuristic for ballistics, and far too eccentric for forensics. I dedicate this mix to Subrock, the hip-hop Hendrix. After him, I have a modern legend who insanely still hasn't officially dropped an album yet. That being Despot, who just a couple of years back showed up on the insanely stacked Posse cut that ended out Blockhead's The Ox album, where alongside Danny Brown, Billy Woods, and Bruiser Wolf, he finished out the song and arguably had the best verse. Coming in on fire with, the target's moving, I'm snoozing, losing, and hardly shooting. Them bullets still found their way to him, and now we hardly knew him. Odds was against you soon as you put your shoe in, and you knew it. I had to do it, I had to do it, I had to do it. I let it loose, it do what it chooses, move it or lose it. If the shoe fit, wiggle your little toe around in it, prove it. Tried to school you on who is who and you was a truant. When they ask about me, you standing around and looking stupid. Before I off ya, I show you new sorts of torture that nobody ever thought of and call it all law and order. Call me sort of an author the way I'm writing you off of the page in the book of life when you thought you finally caught up. Shit ain't been great, but I think I'm turning a corner. See hell around the bend, I could tell that I'm getting warmer. If everything go well, any second I'll be a goner. What a time to be alive, most of the time I don't even wanna. Finally, we have the extremely underrated and talented rapper-producer Edan, who just showed up on the page recently. And while he's always been a lyrical wizard, he really blew me out of the water a few years back when he appeared on Kool Keith's Serpent LP. That was in collaboration with Real Bad Man. And Edan totally takes command of the track Rugged Rugged, where he comes in rapping, to illustrate racial unity, I point to the zebra. Nature be the greatest teacher, underwater sea creatures with unbelievable features, reality is masterpiece theater, half of these beginners gotcha old pros froze like 1973 TV dinners, your man bagging on bagging 3 women's? He was last seen leaving the VD clinic. Pardon me if I speak exquisite, we simply access the peace within us to reach pinnacles. Stepping through the screen at the cinema, gave the audience a regular arrhythmia. Y'all be some rapping ass drug distributors. Your man's name is Lydia, frontin' like he's straight out of Libya. Body of work is all cap, all your bones is fibulas. Fall back or we might get rid of ya. Life is cyclical, the earth is circular, can't work with ya, viewpoints is perpendicular. Y'all frontin' that Rembrandt but then can't forge ahead without swiping that certain signature. How you gon' let that serpent sit with ya? Build with the devil, break bread with the church's minister? Live in the reverse of miniature, killing the curse with the insidious 666 insignia, syllable swerve was sinister, listeners purse lips as if the hearse was vinegar. And with that, we've now reached the end of this list, so thank you for watching the second episode of this series. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite verse out of this batch was. Of course, I'll also have all of the songs I discussed linked below, so don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.